So, what makes me cranky about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom? How about we start with the title? This has no business being called Jurassic anything. This isn't a movie about a park full of dinosaurs and or the consequences of bringing them back into existence. This is the kind of comically bad giant creature feature that you normally see made for the Sci-Fi Channel, only without the self-awareness. Swap out Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard as the leads and you could call this movie Raptor Mansion and almost nobody would know the difference. Plus, then Jeff Goldblum's appearance would be a cute tongue-in-cheek cameo instead of the shameless attempt to cash in on nostalgia that it is. Despite how much they focus on him in the trailers, he's only in the movie for all of 10 minutes, and it's basically just to have a reason for someone to say the words Jurassic World by the end. Hell, it's so blatantly shoehorned in you could practically hear the CinemaSins guys going, ding, roll credits, when it happens. In fact, the only things that really carry over from Jurassic World are the stupidest parts of Jurassic World. Only multiply it by infinity and take it to the depths of forever and you'll still barely scratch the surface of how mind-numbingly moronic everything in this film is. For example, Fallen Kingdom's trailers would have you believe it's about trying to rescue the dinosaurs from Jurassic World before a volcano wipes them all out again, which ultimately results in some of the nasty ones getting loose in civilization to terrorize little girls. In reality, Fallen Kingdom is about taking the two worst ideas of Jurassic World and combining them into one. What exactly do I mean by that, you may ask? Well, you may recall that in the last movie, cartoon bad guy Vincent D'Onofrio wanted to turn raptors into weapons for the military, and mad scientist Dr. Henry Wu created a monster mashup of a raptor and a T-Rex because somehow us regular dinosaurs got too boring for the general public. In Fallen Kingdom, the even more cartoonish bad guys decide to do both at once. They go ahead and create a new monster mash with even more raptor DNA because apparently Indominus Rex was not lethal enough already, and they're not just going to sell it to the military, they'll sell it on the black market to anybody who might be interested in a pet killing machine. Unfortunately for them, despite the fact that they can genetically engineer the thing to respond to a laser target designator and a sonic attack command, they still apparently need another dinosaur to teach it not to eat its owners. Enter Blue, the raptor that Chris Pratt trained in Jurassic World for Vincent D'Onofrio. Previously, Blue was just barely this side of feral, but now, after several years alone on the island, she has grown into a perfectly loyal pet, ready, willing, and able to show up and save Chris Pratt whenever it suits the script. Not only that, like Oliver Queen, her time on the island has taught her how to be an action hero. I'm not kidding about that either. In a moment that sent me into a fit of uncontrollable laughter, Blue actually dives out of the way of a giant fireball. I'm sorry if that's too spoilery, but the raptor literally jumps through a window to avoid an explosion like this was the dinosaur version of Die Hard, and I could not stop laughing afterwards. Not that I can really spoil anything for you anyway, because this movie telegraphs everything it's gonna do so hard that even the 3-year-old sitting behind me going, "Mommy, where are the dinosaurs?" all movie long could see it coming from a mile away. Which is a pretty big problem to have when something like half the runtime is devoted to being a horror movie. Horror movies require suspense and surprise, and the only thing surprising in this movie, besides seeing a dinosaur momentarily turn into Bruce Willis, is how blasé the character's reaction is to things that would be monumental scientific achievements with massive implications and ethical quandaries. You know, the kind of things that we normally devote entire movies to exploring all on their own, and our heroes don't even give it so much of a, "Wait, you did what?" But that's probably because they're not really characters. They're just cardboard cutouts for the new genetically engineered monster to chase around this mega rich guy's giant house so they can go through the motions of every comically played out horror trope you can imagine. As for said cutouts, Pratt continues his Han Solo Guardians of the Galaxy shtick, which is charming as usual but ultimately wasted on this dumpster fire. Howard's character has lightened up substantially from the last movie, which makes her even less memorable than she was before. Joining them are everyone's favorite feminist insert, the young, pretty, smart, sassy scientist and all-around tough gal, played by Danielle Pineda, and your standard terrified of everything beta male geek guy, played by Justice Smith. Together they take on a trio of tropey bad guys who do things like call the feminist insert a nasty woman and obsess over money to the point that they'll do things that are utterly nonsensical even from a financial standpoint, including murder. Like I said, this has all the hallmarks of a bad made-for-TV movie, right down to the kind of derpy science stuff that you'd see in Sharknado, only it has the budget to make the CGI look at least somewhat convincing. Obviously, when you have something as big as a brontosaurus squeeze its way out of a door the size of a human being, it's going to look ridiculous no matter what you do, but at least most of the time the dinos and the Indoraptor, as they call it, look real enough to pass muster. That's at least one minor improvement over Jurassic World, though neither of them really hold up to how well Jurassic Park sold the dinosaurs way back when. As a result, you can largely follow most of the action, no matter how dumb it is, and despite the fact that these creatures, and the humans for that matter, do not act in ways that make any sense whatsoever, you can more or less accept that they're at least in the same space together. It's amazing that two of the world's biggest franchises are following exactly the same path to their destruction, with both Jurassic Park and Star Wars creating a soft reboot that completely fails to understand what made the original work, and then a sequel that doesn't even feel like it belongs in the same universe. There's all of one moment in Fallen Kingdom's entire run that has the poignancy or thoughtfulness of Jurassic Park, and rather than making that the climax of the film, it's basically wasted near the beginning so we can get to the Raptor Mansion stuff. It even feels like it should be the end of the movie as it happens, and yet we just continue on for another hour and a half with a dino monster chasing a little girl through her grandfather's house. So please, don't waste your money on this movie. Watch it one day when it comes on Sci-Fi where it belongs. And for the love of God, don't bring your 3-year-old to the movie theater to see something called Jurassic World on opening night. Some of us actually want to watch the movie, not listen to your kid the whole time, or your inability to open the candy wrapper you should have opened before the movie started like someone who isn't trying to piss off everyone sitting around them. So that's what I thought about Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and my experience watching it in the theater anyway. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are opposed to cruel and inhumane genetic experiments on dinosaurs like myself, please go ahead and hit that like button as well. And for more information on how you can help dinosaurs stay out of the hands of cartoon bad guys, subscribe to the channel for more reviews.